There we go. Ethereal synchronicity 444. Reporting to you, the world, from my home, Manchester, to wherever you are across the globe. So anyway, let's get to it. Today, I'm going to be speaking about the September forecast for the fortnight. So we're talking between the 1st and the 15th of September. So let's get into it. Right, the longer term aspects of the time, so across the fortnight, is going to have Mars square Uranus, which has been quite long standing over the summer and just in general. Wow. Jupiter sextile Pluto, and also trining Neptune, and you know, there's a weak sextile with Pluto and Neptune. We're also going to have Venus sextile Mercury, so that's going to be part of the background over this period of time. And we're going to have Venus square Mars, and that should be quite interesting as well. So all of those aspects are going to play or act as a backdrop for, I don't know, I like to think of this as a an orchestra and maybe a symphony. And with that being the case, these will be in the background, whereas the day-to-day aspects will shift gradually throughout. So where better to start then? First of the month, 1st of September. So I got it here. September kicks off with the moon in Taurus, which trines Sun in Virgo. This trine dissipates as the moon begins to square Mercury in Leo. And the moon also makes a trine to Mars in the later degrees of Capricorn throughout the evening. Then you've got the moon in Taurus all day, can bring mixed results, a bit like anything in astrology. The general mood should be stable overall, with those who are not obliged to work possibly having a relaxed day, compared to the other half who could have a productive day with steady progress. Moon square Mercury could cause friction between the emotional response and rational thinking, or miscommunication of feelings. Good ways to use this square would be to avoid unnecessary emotional aggravation, I put it. And that's the Saturday, September the 1st. So moving forward, Sunday, September the 2nd, 2nd of September, the moon enters Gemini at about 2 minutes past 9, so 9 AM in British summertime in the morning. And this should see an increase in communication, possibly short distance journeys. And Moon in Gemini is generally indicative of a more light-hearted mood, but the moon will begin to square the sun at the end of the day. And I think this will be a good week to, coming ahead from the Monday onwards, to edit final chapters of any projects or put a few things to rest that have needed our attention. So moving forward, Monday, September the 3rd, moon will still be in Gemini, and it is squaring Neptune from the other side in Pisces, and this could increase the potential for confusion of feelings, making the general population more susceptible to misunderstanding the signals. Positive use of this square would be to channel the energy into creative endeavours or artistic projects. So the moon being the inner feelings and responses, and Neptune kind of being the deeper spiritual feeling across the universe, I like to say. You cannot really limit Neptune or encapsulate it. The 4th of September, moving forward, this Tuesday, the moon moves into Cancer in the mid-afternoon. The general mood will be more geared towards home and family matters over the next couple of days. This could be challenging because though the moon in Cancer is ruled, well, the moon basically rules the sign of Cancer, so it's really comfortable there. It will be opposed by the slow moving forces of Saturn, Pluto and Mars, respectively. So this will happen over the 4th and the 5th of September, so might as well get that in there. And with oppositions of the moon and Saturn, moon and Pluto, moon and Mars, it's going to show some kind of tension, or you're going to need compromise regarding emotional matters of home and family, and maybe work and career and responsibilities of that nature. So that'd be Tuesday and Wednesday. So the 6th of September, which is a Thursday, what I've written down here, slightly written it down wrong. This is going to be a very important day, as Saturn goes direct and Mercury enters Virgo. Now, why am I so excited about that? Well, Mercury rules Virgo as well as Gemini, and this means all things Mercury will be at optimum performance. Mercury governs a multitude of areas in astrology, including communication, rational thinking, writing, commerce, mental processing, dexterity, and more. Saturn direct in Capricorn will be even stronger and forms a grand trine with Mercury, which has just entered Virgo, and Uranus, which is still in Taurus. And I'd like to say this is the final call. Said that loud and clear. The final call for anyone looking to make use of the grand trine energy that we have at the moment. And it won't last that long, as Mercury is a really fast moving planet, just like I'm speaking really quickly now, as some would have it. And the reason for this is that after Mercury being retrograde in Leo, it's now flying at its normal top speed and going to go through Virgo in the space of just over 2 weeks. And this grand trine essentially is going to be at its most potent for 2 to 3 days maximum, but still trining the outer planets for a couple more days after that. This will be an excellent time to finish work that needs sharpness of mind, practical ingenuity, flashes of genius. Yeah, grand trines in earth signs should help to materialize things on the physical level much faster than usual. So I do have to say that that is something that, you know, is definitely worth, you know, acting upon. Okay, so then I've got the 7th of September, which is a Friday, and the grand trine with Mercury, Saturn and Uranus in earth signs will be at its peak now, with the moon in Leo giving more oomph to our own personal agendas. This will be good to aid more creativity, fun, though the moon will now be in its balsamic phase, meaning it is the roundup of all of the subconscious inner world. Coming to a square with Uranus, the moon will cause us to look for more freedom to act out on an emotional level. I think a good use of this energy will be to write down the master plan to success and implement them in a few days' time after the new moon. So basically what it is we've got a great grand trine, that energy of the mental, which is Mercury, the physical, which is Saturn, and the inspirational, which is Uranus in this case, and we're all working in perfect harmony together in the blessed aspect of a grand trine, which basically forms a triangle. So you put one planet at 12 on the clock, one planet at 4 on the clock, one planet at 8 on the clock, and that would create a grand trine. And these happen very rarely, and the only planet that's going to make a trine after this, or grand trine after this, will be the moon. So yeah, like I'm saying, take heed. So Saturday the 8th, the moon will be in Leo, and it was going to make a sextile to Venus in Libra, and this will create opportunity for expressing our inner needs with others, plus connecting with others on an emotional level. But around 3:30 p.m, so 3:30 in the afternoon British summertime, the moon's going to enter Virgo and now begins to complete the grand trine in Earth, joining Mercury, Saturn and Uranus. One aspect that has crept up is the Sun opposite Neptune. Over this week it has been getting more intense and reaches its peak today. The Sun will also sextile Jupiter in Scorpio, plus the Venus square Mars, which suggests this could be a day which identified with other people and communicating at a deeper level, more practical level in the evening with the Virgo moon. And with the new moon in Virgo approaching, maybe a time to take stock would be best, or taking care of chores. Watch out for energy dips, confusion of purpose, and people who are around you in general and picking up on their moods or, you know, their purpose, and, you know, maybe defining it as your own. That can happen with Neptune. Neptune blurs the lines and the boundaries. Yeah, that's something that Neptune is very special at. So anyway, the 9th is going to be Sunday, 9th of September, and the new moon occurs at 7 p.m. in the evening. So this new moon is going to trine Pluto, and this suggests that this could be a very transformative shift on an inner and an outer level, because the sun and the moon join up together at the 17th degree of Virgo. And I think this could signify some major changes that will begin in September and reach way beyond. In trying to Pluto in Capricorn, Pluto has the power to transform things on a very permanent level, to get rid of things or to regenerate things that have needed a boost. Also, Venus is going to enter Scorpio at about 10:30 in the morning British summertime. I think it's 10:25 exactly. And this will increase the intensity in personal relationships. And I've put as a side note, Venus is in its fall in Scorpio because it's opposite Taurus, which is a sign of its rulership, Libra, which is also a sign of its rulership, and Venus is actually exalted, I should say, pronunciation. In Pisces, Venus in Pisces, yeah, is the exalted place for Venus. So Venus in Scorpio is quite intense and not really the best place for, I can't say sharing and caring, because Scorpio, you know, they share and care deeper than most, if any. But no, it's too much, so to speak. And Venus is more light-hearted in its dealings. So yeah, that's going to be for a while. And that Venus is actually going to go retrograde. I might as well just throw it in there now. So it's going to go into Scorpio and it's going to come back out, go into Libra, and then go back into Scorpio. So this energy will be around for a while. Thought I'd get that in. So let's have a look here where I'm at next. So yeah, the day, Monday, September the 10th, the day starts with the moon in Virgo, which adds to the vibe of work and dutifulness. Later on, about 6 PM British summertime, when the moon enters Libra, Moon in Libra will make for a more cooperative mood, but will square Saturn in Capricorn, and this square suggests there will be a dynamic between feelings of others versus pragmatic structures of limitations on a material level. This will dampen the mood for a brief while, but adds a touch of groundedness to any emotions. Here we go. So I put Moon square Saturn could put work and family at odds for a moment. And the moon ruling Cancer is actually opposite Saturn that rules Capricorn naturally on the astrological wheel. So that's why I come to that conclusion. 11th of September, which is a Tuesday, and I actually paused when I wrote that because I'm old enough to remember it. As it was the day way back when. I'm actually twice the age now that I was then, so go figure. And yeah, today Mars enters Aquarius, and it's going to be about 2 AM in the morning British summertime. So with that being the case, Mars is now going to be, which is to do with what we do, how we get things done, our actions on a whole level, our will. It's going to be in the more future orientated and group conscious sign of Aquarius. There's a heightened possibility of radical action and unexpected moments, especially when in tight square to Uranus and Taurus. Accidents are more likely with this combination. Be careful, please. And Sun will still be trying in Pluto and conscious transformation following the new moon in Virgo. So I didn't get the cadence of that right. So basically, Sun trying Pluto aids conscious transformation following the new moon in Virgo. Use this energy wisely. That's what I put. So, just to round up this fortnight, let's have a look where we're at. For a couple of minutes. So, then we've got the moon in Libra on the 12th of September, Wednesday. This is going to be a strange day because the moon's going to be void of course. When the moon's void of course, it basically means that it's not making what I call a Ptolemaic aspect to any other planet, and it basically means that the feeling and the emotion of the people is going to be not really connected to any of the other planets. Best to do chores and menial tasks on days like this, as anything started on a day where the moon is void or at a time when the moon is void doesn't really take seed or plant well. And this is going to last until 7:15 in the evening. which then the moon will enter Scorpio. And then also you've got Venus in Scorpio now starting to make tight opposition to Uranus in Taurus, with the moon joining it by nightfall. So today a T-square will form between Moon, Venus in Scorpio, squaring Mars in Aquarius, squaring Uranus in Taurus. Mars will be at the apex of this T-square, and all of this energy in fixed signs too. I would suggest caution when taking action of a radical nature. Feelings could be hurt if freedom and emotional independence is not sought out. So yeah, that's the 12th, the Wednesday. 13th of September, Thursday. Today will be the moon in Scorpio all day, and this will add a feeling of intensity to things. Mercury will oppose Neptune, as did the sun earlier this fortnight. This could cause confusion in communications with others, or information being distorted by others, or misleading information. Moon will conjunct Jupiter in the evening, which should add more optimism to the mood compared to normal moon in Scorpio on its own. Mercury in Virgo will make a sextile to Jupiter in Scorpio, which also puts it in trine with Neptune and sextile with Pluto. So I've wrote that the wrong way around. Mercury will actually be in trine with Pluto and opposing Neptune. So it's going to be sextile Jupiter. Yeah, so anyway, basically Mercury is going to be right in the thick of it, and this means that although the information that we may pick up on could be misleading, you may be able to pick up on things without even speaking. Neptune has the way to translate or communicate information from the deeper level of the psyche, the spirit, and beyond. So watch out for that kind of energy. But also put down here, watch out for tricksters, because people may you know, bend the truth on a day as such. The 14th of September, which is Friday, the moon again is going to be void of course. So like I said last time, it's going to be best for taking care of menial tasks. This is going to be from 5 to 10 AM British summertime all the way until 1:45 AM the next day. So the moon in Scorpio is going to be void all day, and it would be best to basically finish the working week on a low-key note. I've put it here. And then to wrap the week up, or the fortnight at this point, Saturday the 15th of September, the moon enters Sagittarius at 1:45 AM British summertime, and this is going to basically, from a general viewpoint, lift the mood of the masses. And as well as the aforementioned major aspects, all of the planets are making multiple aspects with one another, which suggests that this weekend could be quite lively, with the mood focused on the more philosophical side of life, and possibly or possibilities of adventure on the horizon. So yeah, anyway, that was, yeah, so as I was saying anyway, so this is going to wrap the fortnight up on a good note, I'd like to think. Positive note with the moon in Sagittarius. It's more expansive and a lot more optimistic than the moon in Scorpio. The moon in Scorpio is also, I think the moon's at 4, so Venus is at detriment, possibly, something of that nature. Yeah. I was just gonna say, Patreon and PayPal. See if you can edit some graphics in there. Please just, you know, if you want to support me in the aid of making these videos and this career that I'm, you know, choosing to take, as I feel this is where I belong and doing what I, you know, truly have come here to do, living my best life, then yeah, drop something into the coffers, as they say, and I'll be greatly much appreciated the generosity of any of the people. Yeah, please like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. I'll be back soon. Please leave comments or share anything about your experience over the space of this fortnight and how life is treating you. If you want to connect with me, by all means, leave an email at the email web addresses, sorry, in the description box, and we're going to catch up with you soon. I should be back with another forecast as soon as I can be. Things get busy. Peace and blessings to everybody. Deuces.